A very good morning. It's Mark here. It is 8:30 Eastern, 1:30 GMT, Monday, January the 6th, first full trading week of 2025. And there's a lot going on. Most glaringly, we're seeing soft US dollar, dollars being squeezed to start the new week, strong commodities, and Bitcoin on the move up higher for now. Let's start, as always, with the US dollar index and have a look at this today. Wow. And from a technical point of view, technical analysis, reading candlesticks, the fact that there's no wick at the top, just a solid sell-off is really, really strong. You can see how it's come all the way from 108.77, now sitting at 107.61, broken through the previous 108, which was kind of acting a little bit as a pivot level for the time being, broken through that, and now looking at 107.30. If I zoom in on the hourly, you'll see just how strong this move has been, and it's continuing. The previous, at the end of last year, we saw lows around this 107.60, 107.50, and that's exactly where it's testing right now. So that's a clear indication of soft US dollar being squeezed to start the new trading year. Let's have a look at pre-market S&P. And there you see the typical inverse relationship playing out. Weak US dollar, strong equities. 5987, where it closed last week, just under that important 6,000 level. For now, it has broken that 6,000 level, the resistance sitting at 6035. There you can see daily moving averages crossed over to the upside. Let's just zoom in on the hourly, and you can see how it's broken above that 6,030 resistance level and now sitting just slightly above that. Of course, this will change, or not will change, but what we need to see is when the equity market, when Wall Street opens up in an hour, we'll see if this continues, and if we still see that soft US dollar and strong equities play out in the S&P 500. Commodities, which, as I said, has started strong. Leveling off that little bit right now. I know there's a lot going on here, the way I drew it up the end of last week, but still in place. I've got this triangle where I want to see buyers come up and test this top of the triangle, descending trend line, and sellers, of course, looking to come and test the ascending trend line, the bottom of the triangle. We can see, though, that price action is still contained in this 2,620, 2,660, within this $40 range is where we're sitting right now. There's the hourly, and you can see a strong through the European session. US dollar was strong, came up, got held up at this 2,640.45 where we are now, selling off that little bit. But on the daily, I think safe to say that the trend is up. Buyers look to have fought back and looking to test 2,660. And this, remember, also an inverse relationship with the US dollar. Should the US dollar weakness continue and the sell-off continue, gold may well come up and test this 2,660 level. Should US dollar make a comeback as the US sessions just started now, sellers will look to retest this 2,620 level. Another big mover I saw in commodities was oil, putting in a really strong run. And that is strong. Have a look at that on the daily. We saw Brent oil close, break above previous resistance at the end of last week, and that was at the 76.60 level. It's continued that so far today. We've got a high of 77.18, and buyers, I know it's a long way away, but buyers may well be looking at the $80 level for now. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you can see the strong trend on Brent oil, uptrend on the hourly, broke through the resistance at 76.60, all the way up to 77.16. Take a bit of a breather now. We'll see how that plays out during the US session. And Bitcoin, let me zoom out first. Very interesting here with Bitcoin. You can see 7th up day in a row of higher highs, higher low, since it came back down here to the 91, 92,000 support. Buyers did step in. There's demand at that level. We've seen it, and the buyers have taken it all the way up here to be testing 100,000 again. There's the 100,000. There's my resistance. There is my support, little above 90, 91. It's a big range. I know that. Let's zoom into the hourly. There is the first level that sellers will look for. That's that 98,600. To come down maybe and look at the 98,000 would be the first step that sellers would need, or the first hurdle that sellers would need to get by if there's going to be a reversal on this pre-existing uptrend. Whereas buyers are going to look, of course, at the 100 resistance, which is just under the 100, let's call it 100,000. If I zoom out to the daily, the range so far, relatively narrow for Bitcoin. There's 97.8 and 99.8. That's $2,000, which is narrow. We've seen $4,000-$5,000 being the trading range on Bitcoin over the past few weeks. Again, US sessions just got underway. Let's see how that plays out. Good trading, guys. I think lots of opportunities. The market looks strong, which of course makes for opportunities, makes for trends, and we're ready for it. Have a good day, guys. See you at the end of day. Good trading.